Before you check a single notification, before you read one headline, before the demands of this day tell you who you need to be and what you need to do, give God 30 minutes, not because you have to, but because there is a version of your day that only exists when it begins in His presence. This prayer was not written for the perfect believer, with everything figured out. It was written for the one who woke up, still carrying yesterday, the one running on little sleep and less certainty, the one who whispers, "I need you," before their feet even hit the floor. If that's you, you are exactly in the right place. Settle in, take a breath, and let's give God the very first moment of this morning. He has been waiting for it. O Lord, my God, Ancient of Days, eternal flame, the one who was and is forever to come, I bow before you in the stillness of this morning, where the light has not yet finished painting the sky, and already your glory fills every corner of creation. Before I speak a single word, before I draw another breath, let my soul first kneel in the cathedral of your presence and simply behold you. You are not a God who merely exists. You are existence itself. You are not a God who simply loves. You are love, burning and boundless, older than the stars, deeper than the sea has ever dared to go. Holy, holy, holy. That word, holy, is not large enough to hold you, yet I offer it with trembling and wonder, because you are set apart from everything I have ever known. You are untouched by shadow, unbothered by chaos, unmoved by the trembling of nations. And yet, you lean down and listen when one small voice calls your name in the quiet of the morning. How magnificent you are, O God! The mountains did not ask to be formed, you spoke them into standing. The oceans did not request their boundaries, you drew them with your finger. The sun does not rise by its own ambition, it rises because you have ordained its path, and it has never once disobeyed you. Every dawn is a testimony. Every sunrise is a sermon you preach without words, declaring, I am still here, I am still faithful, I have not forgotten you. And O Lord, your faithfulness, it undoes me completely. You have never broken a promise, not one, not in the beginning of time, not in the middle of it, and not on the morning of this very day. Generation after generation has tested that faithfulness with doubt, with sin, with wandering, with silence, and still you remained. Still you pursued. Still you provided. Your faithfulness is not fragile. It does not flinch. It does not fatigue. It is the same yesterday as it will be 1,000 years from now, steady and sure as the ground beneath my feet. And your mercy, O God, where do I even begin? Your mercy is not a reluctant gift. It is not dispensed with a sigh or granted with conditions carefully measured. No, your mercy runs. It rushes forward. It meets me before I finish confessing. It finds me before I finish falling. It is new this morning, not recycled, not worn thin from overuse, but fresh, poured out in the night while I slept, waiting for me at the door of this day like grace that could not wait to be received. I should not be standing here. There are mornings I should not have seen. There are seasons I should not have survived. There are depths from which I should not have returned. But your mercy intervened every single time, quietly, powerfully, without announcement. You stepped in when I did not even know I needed saving, and you saved me anyway. For this I worship you, not for what you give, not for what you do, but for who you are. the God whose very nature is goodness, whose character is grace, whose heart toward me has never once turned cold. You are the healer who does not merely mend. You restore, you rebuild, you make new, not patched up new, not barely holding together new, but new the way spring is new after winter, the way morning is new after the long dark, the way a scar tells the story of survival, and the body that carries it is stronger for having healed. You have brought healing to places in me that I had already buried. You reached into what I had given up on, and breathed life back into the bones. And the peace you carry, Lord, passes every understanding I possess. It does not make sense in the middle of uncertainty. It has no logical explanation in seasons of loss. And yet it comes, that inexplicable stillness, the kind that settles in the chest like a warm light, whispering, "He is in control. He has not left. This will not destroy you. You are the God of peace who guards minds and hearts, not with walls but with presence. And your presence is the only fortress I have ever truly needed. And your grace, O God, grace that is not earned by my striving, not sustained by my performance, not diminished by my failures. Your grace is not a reward for the righteous. It is a river poured out for the thirsty, offered freely to the ones who come with empty hands, and broken histories, and hearts that have tried and fallen, more times than they can count. I am one of those, and still, you do not turn me away. You do not meet me at the door of your presence with a list of my shortcomings. You meet me with mercy dressed as mourning. You meet me with another chance. I did not manufacture and cannot repay. That is grace, wild, undeserved, relentless grace, and it has followed me every day of my life, like a light I could not outrun, like a love I could not exhaust, like a hand that kept reaching. Every time I drifted beyond what I thought you would forgive, you forgave it anyway, every time, without exception, not reluctantly but completely. As far as the east is from the west, you carried my failures away from your sight, and never once brought them back to use against me. Who does that, Lord? Who loves like that? Only you, only you. I thank you now for the gift of this very life, this breath moving through my chest right now. It is not ordinary. It is not guaranteed. It is not something I summoned by my own will. You gave it. You sustain it. Every heartbeat is a conversation between your faithfulness and my frailty, and you have never once let the rhythm stop. Without purpose, without sovereignty, without your hand upon the whole of it. I have a pulse this morning because you are good. I open my eyes because you are not finished with me. I have a voice to pray because you still desire to hear it rise toward you from this small, grateful, awe-filled place. Thank you for life, O God. Not just existence, but life. The kind that carries meaning. The kind that carries hope. The kind that wakes up changed. Because your mercies made it possible. Thank you for the healing you have already released. Healing that walks ahead of me into this day, before I arrive. Healing that has already touched what I haven't yet seen. Already spoken peace over what I haven't yet faced. Already made a way through what I haven't yet encountered. You are not a reactive God. You do not scramble. You do not improvise. You have already gone before me into every hour of this day, and you have already deemed it held. So I receive that healing now, for my body that it would be sustained and strengthened, for my mind that it would be clear and anchored in truth. For my spirit, that it would not grow weary under the weight of what this world asks it to carry. You are Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals, and that name was not given for one season. It is your nature. It is your delight. It is who you are toward your children. Every single morning they rise and trust you. Thank you for the peace that has already been assigned to this day. Not the peace the world offers, thin and conditional, dependent on circumstances behaving, dependent on people cooperating, dependent on outcomes arriving on schedule. Know your peace, the deep kind, the kind that held the disciples in the storm, before the storm was silenced, the kind that carried Paul through prison walls, and came out singing on the other side, the kind that looks at the impossible and says with quiet certainty, "My God is already there." Let that peace be the atmosphere I carry today. Let it be what people feel when they stand near me. Let it be the evidence that something beyond human reasoning has taken residence in this life and refuses to be shaken. And the new opportunities of this day, Lord, I do not take them lightly. Every open door is a gift from your hand. Every conversation arranged is a divine appointment. Every task before me is a canvas on which your purpose can be painted. If I will only yield the brush. This day has never existed before. It will never exist again. It is a singular offering, 24 hours of unrepeatable grace, and you have placed it in my hands, not as a burden to survive, but as a blessing to steward. Let me not sleepwalk through it. Let me not waste the wonder of it on distraction, on anxiety, on the hollow noise that competes for the attention you deserve. Let me be awake today, fully present, fully grateful, fully aware that I am walking through a day that was written in your book before I drew my first breath. Every moment of it is intentional. Every moment of it is yours. So here I stand, Lord, at the threshold of this morning, not because I am worthy, not because I have arrived, not because I have finally become the version of myself I always meant to be. I stand here because you called me, because your love did not wait for my perfection before it chose to pursue me, because your plans for me are not contingent on whether I fully understand them, only on whether I trust the one who holds them. And I do, imperfectly, incompletely, with a faith that sometimes trembles, and a heart that sometimes doubts, and a soul that is still being fashioned into something that looks more like you. But I do. I trust you with this day. I trust you with what I can see and what I cannot. I trust you with the answered prayers and the ones still waiting in silence. I trust you with the people I love and the needs I cannot meet on my own. I trust you with the version of me that is still in process, still being refined, still being made whole, still becoming. You are God. There is none like you. There has never been. There never will be. And before I bring you a single request, before I present a single need, let this be enough for a moment. Just this, just worship, just the overwhelming, undeniable, soul-deep reality that you are here, that you are good, that you are mine and I am yours, and that nothing in all of this day or any day will ever be able to change that. And so, Lord, with a heart full to overflowing, I step across the threshold of this morning, not in my own strength, not in my own wisdom, not in my own understanding of what this day requires, but in yours. Clothe me today in your character. Let patience be the garment I reach for first. When the day moves slower than I planned, or faster than I can follow, let kindness be the language I speak. Before frustration finds its voice, let humility walk ahead of my ambition, and keep me from mistaking my plans for your purpose. Let me be useful today, Lord, not impressive, not celebrated, not the loudest voice or the most noticed presence, but useful. Useful in the quiet ways that change things. Useful in the small moments that matter more than stages. Useful in the eyes of the one whose opinion is the only one that will still mean something when everything else has passed away. Guard my mind today from the voices that speak fear into futures you have already secured, from the comparisons that hollow out contentment and replace it with a hunger that cannot be satisfied, from the lies that say I am too far, too broken, too late, too small, for the plans you have written over my life. Remind me in every moment of wavering that you did not bring me this far to abandon me here, that every step of this journey has been supervised by a love that does not grow tired, does not grow distracted, does not grow doubtful of what it started in me. You who began a good work, you will complete it. You always do. Cover those I love today. O God, stretch your hand over them. In every place I cannot reach, be near to the ones carrying weights they have not yet told anyone about. Be close to the ones whose smiles are doing the work their words cannot. Be the comfort in the rooms I cannot enter, the strength in the moments I cannot witness, the peace in the storms I do not even know are raging. You see every hidden struggle. You know every unspoken name, and you are faithful, faithful to the ones I hold in my heart, just as fiercely as you are faithful to me. So I release them into your hands this morning, open-palmed, trusting, unafraid, because your hands are the safest place anything I love has ever been. And when this day grows difficult, because some days do, no matter how beautifully they begin, when the weight shows up uninvited, and the road bends in directions I did not anticipate, when the noise grows loud, and the peace grows quiet, and I forget, for a moment, all the reasons I have to be unafraid, remind me of your faithfulness in every season that came before this one. Remind me of the valleys you walked me through, and the mountains you moved on my behalf, and the doors you opened that no human hand could have unlocked. Remind me that you are the same God, the very same God who parted waters, who called the dead by name, who turned mourning into dancing, and ashes into something too beautiful for grief to claim. You have not changed. You will not change. And I am still held by the same hands that have never once let me go. Let this day end, Lord, the way it begins, with my face turned toward you, with gratitude still living in my chest, with evidence gathered moment by moment that your goodness followed me through every hour I was given. Let the testimony of this day be simple and undeniable, that you were present, that you were faithful, that your grace was sufficient, that it was enough, more than enough, to carry one grateful soul through one unrepeatable day in the extraordinary, ordinary gift of a life lived in your presence. I love you, Lord, Not because of what you carry for me, though you carry everything. Not because of what you provide, though you lack nothing and withhold nothing good. I love you because of the way your holiness makes everything else in this world look like a fading shadow next to an eternal sun, because of the way your presence feels like coming home to a place I never want to leave, because you loved me first, before I was lovable, before I was searching, before I even knew that what I was reaching for, in all the wrong places, had a name, and that name was you. Receive this prayer, O Lord, not as polished words, assembled to impress you, for you see past every syllable, straight to the soil of the heart. Receive it as the truest offering I have. A soul that woke up this morning, looked at the gift of another day, and chose before anything else to spend the first of it in adoration of the one who made it possible. You are worthy of every word. You are worthy of every breath. You are worthy of this morning, and every morning, and the morning that will have no end, in the glorious, matchless, all-sufficient name of Jesus Christ, my Savior, my Lord, my firm foundation and my greatest joy. Amen. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118 verse 24. Share this prayer and let it ignite your morning. If this prayer stirred something in your soul, if it gave words to what your heart already felt, but could not yet express, then it was not meant to end here, on this page, in this moment, with you alone. It was meant to travel. Carry it with you. Print it. Save it. Write it by hand in your journal. Make it the first thing your eyes read. Before the notifications, before the news, before the noise of the world rushes in to claim the morning that belongs to God. Protect your first moments. They set the tone for everything that follows. A morning anchored in worship builds a day that cannot easily be shaken. Share it with someone who needs it. You already thought of someone while reading this. The friend who is barely holding on. The parent who is running on empty. The believer who has grown distant from their first love. The soul who doesn't yet know that there is a God who wakes up every morning, completely in love with them. Send it, forward it, read it aloud over someone. You never know which words will be the ones that break something open in a heart that needed exactly this, on exactly this morning. Make it a practice, not a moment. One morning of worship is a gift. A lifetime of mornings is a transformation. Consider beginning every day this week in a posture of adoration, before requests, before plans, before the calendar tells you what kind of day you are allowed to have. Let God define the morning. Let worship set the atmosphere. Let gratitude be the first language your soul speaks. And watch how differently the rest of the day responds. Make it your own. This prayer is a beginning, not a boundary. Take these words as a framework and pour your own life into them. Add the names of those you love. Add the specific mercies God has shown you. Add the healings only you know about, the valleys only you walked through, the moments where His faithfulness showed up in ways too personal to be coincidence. Your story of His goodness deserves to be spoken aloud. Every morning, without apology, a final word to you, wherever you are as you read this, whatever season you are walking through, whatever weight you carried to bed last night. and woke up still holding this morning, you are not forgotten. You are not too far. You are not beyond the reach of the same mercy this prayer magnifies. The God described in these pages is not a distant, disinterested deity. He is present. He is personal. He is leaning toward you. Right now, in this moment, the way a father leans toward a child who is finally turning toward home. Turn toward him today, not perfectly, not with everything figured out. Just turn. That is enough to start. That has always been enough. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. James 4 verse 8. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23. Good morning. God is already in your day. Walk into it like you believe that